Hey, this is Torah in 2 minutes-ish. It is wintertime. It's cold out, and it's time to talk Hanukkah. What's the miracle of Hanukkah? I'll pause while you answer. There are two. There are two that we talk about, right? There's the story of the miracle of the oil, and there's a story of the victory in battle, the few over the many, and the rededication of the temple. Hanukkah means dedication, right? And why do we have two? And why do we have this extra story of the miracle of the oil that doesn't appear for hundreds of years after the event, before we find this story appearing? Why do some think that the story is sort of invented? So why did they invent this story long after the event? I feel like there's a historical reason for that, right? Think about it. If Hanukkah celebrated the rededication of the temple about 164 BCE, and after the year 70, the temple had been destroyed. So why would you have a holiday celebrating the dedication of something that just went ahead and got destroyed anyway? It makes sense while it was there that you would celebrate its dedication or rededication. But after it's destroyed, why would you go on celebrating this? I feel like that's part of the reason why the second story appears, right? If you're not celebrating a building that's actually there, a religious center that's actually there, you need something else. And that's why you have the story of the oil. The story that says that, look, even if times are dark, there still can miraculously appear some light. And that's the miracle of Hanukkah, which is that the story should have died out long ago, and the holiday should have died out long ago, because it would have been weird to celebrate the dedication of a temple when there was no temple to celebrate the dedication of. But what do? We reinterpreted it, and we read the story, rather than a military story, into a story of optimism, of knowing that, look, even when times are dark, you never know what light you can bring. And that, on some level, is why we have two stories centuries apart. We can tell you they're one, but we have a stake in both, which is part of the miracle of Hanukkah, is that we're doing it at all. Long after the end of the era of the temple, we are now coming up on 2,000 years since it's been destroyed, we still celebrate its dedication. Why? Because we read it as not just a story of a building, but as a story of bringing light into the world, and the fact that we still dedicate ourselves to bring light into a world that often is super, super dark. That's the miracle. That's what we celebrate. And you don't need a whole lot of historical reasons to do it. The reasons are all based on what kind of future we want to have. Happy Hanukkah. Shabbat Shalom.